Hello, testing. This thing on? We're in. What's up, everybody? Happy day after St. Patty's Day. Hope everybody had a fun and exciting St. Patty's Day. A green day. We speak about green. You know why we're here. I was just about to snuggle in, do a little bit of games, and then I see my Twitters going off about this recent interview. You know, about Halo Master Chief Collection because you know how they work. What's up, Jeremiah? What's up, the Coon 1985? Yo, dudes. So I'm doing this from my other computer, my Chromebook. You know, and I actually know what's interesting is that tomorrow, supposedly Google. Speaking of Chrome, Google is going to have their GDC meeting. I don't know if it's going to be streamed. I'm sure it'll be probably will be streamed. I bet you on YouTube. I haven't seen anything about it, but what's OBJ? What's up, man? But Google's gonna announce what's going on tomorrow. I speculate before we get into the bullshit Halo news. I speculate that Google's probably going to release something, a console thing, along the lines of like what a Fire TV is, a stream box that could do streaming of their services. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think it's going to be like a full blown like console like an Xbox One X or a PlayStation 4 or anything like that. I think it's going to be more of like a streaming device, especially because one of the things that I was thinking about talking about Google was that they don't really have a good mechanism of watching YouTube TV. And everybody's using these TV services like Hulu. PlayStation View just added the multi-screen to Apple TV, which it was only on the PlayStation that you could do multi-channels. So they just did it with Apple, which is interesting because in the last 2 weeks they put their streaming app to they're streaming the remote play on an Apple, and now they're doing the multi screens on an Apple TV, which is the only other device besides the PlayStation. So they must get nice and cozy with Apple, which very interesting moves there. But we'll see tomorrow. I'm sure there's gonna be a whole bunch of streaming is the future and all that stuff. And you go back and listen to my shows and all that stuff about streaming and all that, McDonald's and all that other stuff. But the real thing why I'm doing this impromptu with Grind My Gears, bonus episode, I didn't even number it because I don't think it's going to be super long. It depends if it goes sideways or whatever like that. But there's a bunch of articles that came out today, PC Magazine, and Kotaku, a bunch of them about the interview that they just did on 343 Industries, Bonnie Ross, at the championship Halo Championship Series Invitational at South by Southwest. So, an event there. Microsoft has to do their talking. And yes, so the quote. So they asked about the two things that were not mentioned in the inside Xbox or outside Xbox console is the new name for that show. And they haven't done anything. What's up, Daniel B, man? How you doing? Don't call me Danny. What's up? So they didn't announce where a lot of people speculating. What about for the people who own Master Chief Collection? You're releasing it in the Windows 10 store. So will it be Play Anywhere? Crossplay, we'll get into that. I'm not too keen on that, especially if they don't have a good system that they were going to have, like keyboard and mouse and all that other stuff. But we'll get into the crossplay. But I'm talking more about the Play Anywhere first, because that's the real, jab. And we already know the first jab to people who own it. So this is myself. I had an Xbox console. I own Master Chief Collection. I now experience my Microsoft games with free Xbox Live, which was another thing that was confirmed today that Master Chief Collection will not require Xbox Live paying for services or anything like that. You just log in as Microsoft and you good to go, just like every other game. And that's including Steam, just like Killer Instinct. If you want to use an example, Killer Instinct is like that. Crossplay, well, it doesn't have crossplay, but it doesn't require Xbox Live. So it's free everywhere. We're free. But when even on Steam and on the Windows 10 store. But the thing is they're still charging, Xbox Live on console. So the first thing though was if you own Master Chief Collection, you will have to pay a premium download for the single player campaign of Halo Reach and Firefight. Not just the campaign, but Firefight. So you will get multiplayer, but you have to pay a premium DLC. Now I heard numbers going around $5 because that's what they charge for ODST. But I think we could all agree that ODST's campaign, first of all, wasn't co-op, but OST's campaign was lesser of the Halo Reach campaign. Okay. Halo Reach campaign was a co-op campaign, a big, probably what, 10-hour campaign, something like that, plus Firefight. So you're getting Firefight and campaign. I don't think it's going to be $5 because if it was $5, dude, I don't think that they would cause such a ruckus to people who already own, because there's a lot of console owners right now that purchased Master Chief Collection. Hell, a lot of people got it when it was packed in with Halo 5 and they got the Halo 5 bundle. Yeah, I see, Jemiah. Yeah. They don't release that Master Chief Collection broken on Steam. Oh, yeah. They're making sure. They're making real sure. But we'll get into that. But the thing is that the people who own Master Chief Collection on the console, you have to pay for the service. Now you have to pay for the campaign and for the firefight, which we don't know. I think it's going to be packaged together, but we don't know price. Again, don't tell us price. And this is, this if you follow Xbox fan, this is how they operate. They spoon feed you everything. They answer one question and leave you with five other ones, rather than just pulling up their information and just explaining everything. This is what they do. Master Chief Collection is coming to PC, Windows 10, and Steam. All right, thank you very much. And it's going to be released episodically. What about Play Anywhere? What about Reach's campaign? Oh, well, yeah, we'll tell you pricing later, tease it later. This is what they do. And they let everybody else create narratives or get little interviews like with the one we're going to talk about today that don't answer all the questions but speculate the worst, which it probably is going to be that way because they didn't confirm it, but they didn't deny it either. So they basically said that's not on the cards. So brings us to today, right? South by Southwest, another event, Halo thing. They just announced Master Chief Collection going to PC and to Windows 10 store. It's going to be done episodically. So it's going to be released as Reach, Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo ODST somewhere in between 3 and 4. And then you got that's it. They didn't say Halo 5 yet. Another question. It's like, oh, you put Master Chief, but what about Halo 5? Who knows? Probably E3 announcement, maybe. But one of the biggest things was, since a lot of people own this already on Xbox, they're like, well, Xbox announced Play Anywhere back in E3 2016. Quantum Break being the first game, which was a horrible implementation of it, where they gave you a code and all that other stuff. But that was the first. Play Anywhere in 2016. As of today, 2019. So what was it? E3 20. So what? E3 June. Okay, so roughly about 3 years later, there are 73 games that use Play Anywhere. Majority of them are all Microsoft published games. No, majority from Microsoft are their published games, but then there's a lot of third party games, but not the big third party. You can count them on your finger. There was Resident Evil 7. There was Marvel versus Capcom Ultimate, that thing. Not Ultimate, the bad one, the most recent one. Marvel, that one. Not Ultimate Edition. Ultimate was good. So you got those two. They added I think Shadow of War is the third one. And that's about it from the big ones. Then the rest of them are all the a lot of indie games and some game preview games are in there. But you could tell the ones that we could count on our hands is of the 73, you want to count them as Quantum Break, Forza 8, Quantum Break, Gears 4, the what is it? Forza Horizon 4, What did I say? State of Decay 2, Crackdown 3. What Microsoft exclusives in the last 3 years? What we're talking about? 8 games, maybe? We're talking about 8 games, guys. Yeah. So eight is 10. Give them 10. 10 games from Microsoft. And here are some other gems. You got Halo Wars 2, Halo Wars, Guacamelee. Are these yeah, Guacamelee, God of Light remastered, Little Triangle, The Long Dark, I Am the Hero. See what I mean? Those are a lot of the games. Like, okay. Anyway, 73. Nobody from EA, nobody from Ubisoft, nobody from anywhere else. Just we got a couple of WB games, and that's about it. So, is this proven a success? Forza Motorsport 6 is another one. Minecraft. So now we come to it, but the statement was all Microsoft published games. Now think about it. Sunset Overdrive was another game that came to the stack that went to the PC and was not Play Anywhere. Sunset Overdrive was another game that did this, where it went to PC later. It was one of those games before Play Anywhere and this whole PC venture came out. And Sunset Overdrive was not Play Anywhere because I was upset because I own Sunset Overdrive. I would have liked to see it run on PC. Nope, not there. Now it seems in her quote that she states, this is the quote here. While Master Chief Collection shipped before the Play Anywhere, we are exploring ways to make sure that we show our appreciation and recognition for the support we've had from the amazing fans on Master Chief Collection. And we'll have more to announce as we get closer. Okay. Yeah. So she made a point that it is before the Play Anywhere commitment. And just like Sunset Overdrive. And probably not going there. But we'll have recognition. So maybe they'll give you like another flaming helmet, maybe a flaming green helmet or an Xbox suit. They'll probably give you some sort of outfit, I would think, to say thank you. Thank you. 8 is enough. That's how sale clerks. That's right. 8 is enough. Gave them 10. But it's like, okay, so they'll give us some sort of appreciation, a pat on the back. They could have compensated by just giving the Halo Reach completely free for those who owned it, right? They could have just done that and called it a day, saying thank you very much for owning Master Chief Collection. You get Halo Reach included into your Master Chief Collection. But no, they're charging you a premium for the firefight and campaign. And now, if you want to have Play Anywhere, which is excellent perceived value, right? Because you're buying the game, you're getting the game in 2 different places. When you own it as one, it would be so nice to just be like, oh, and now I have the game over on PC too. But it doesn't sound like that. So again, the people who own Master Chief Collection, now hear this, the people who own it are the bottom of the barrel. So if you are an Xbox console owner, you're paying for Live, you own Master Chief Collection during the broken years, and now you got to pay for the campaign and firefight, and you don't get the game on PC if you're ever going to go on PC. But it's just nice that your library goes with you, right? The more people to play, right? Yeah. You just get the game twice for the value of one. Like, it's nice. Especially for those who probably have moved on to PC since they just failed, just failed the console pretty much and told us that PC is where it's at. Also, too, like Daniel says, the Play Anywhere thing is really nice, but they're full of shit. They are full of shit. They don't use it. They only use it for the game. Like, this is what they do. This is not, believe me, this is not hate. This is what Microsoft does. They take you in a room, they fluff up your balls with all this shit and all this future and all this, like, oh, we're going to do this and groove music and connect. You're going to moves and do this and jive and do this. Oh, the future UWP. I make the game overnight. That means you're going to get more ported games on Xbox console because guess what? The PC guy just has to put it in this UWP package, and then they have to just sleep overnight, and it just shows up on the Xbox. You know, UWP was going to change it. The cloud was going to change how we perceive online calculations and all this other stuff. They get you in that room and they fluff up those balls. They fluff them up real good, and they get you on board. They're fluffing you up now about streaming, and I'm gonna have this contraption and all this other stuff, and it's amazing. And I'm gonna reach 2 billion people and 2 billion gamers who don't even know who the fuck Xbox is, want to go play our games. Fluff up those balls nice and good. Now, when they're all fluffed up, you'll like invest it all into Microsoft. Holy shit, I got my Windows PC, I got my Xbox, I got it all. I got subscriptions to your Groove Music, I got subscriptions to your Xbox Live because I'm all embedded in Microsoft code. Oh my goodness, I got all my ecosystem. Then they take you there, your balls are all fluffed, and there comes a swift kick right in the balls. And they just pull Groove Music from you. They cancel it. The UWP just caught in on RANds, and Windows Central says it's failed. Nobody wants it. UWP, Windows Phone, that's failed because they couldn't get devs to support it. What's up, Darkside Havoc? How you doing, man? They couldn't get devs to make apps for Windows Phone, so they just pull it. Now we talk Play Anywhere, how like you're going to get all these games on PC and merging the Windows 10 store with Xbox, and they're going to know your purchase. And when you go to the PC and you get a gaming PC, maybe in the future, you log in with your Xbox account and all these games that you played on your console just show up on your PC. Amazing. 3 years later, we got 70 games and maybe 8 or 10 from them. This is what they do. This is the roller coaster of a ride. There's no consistency in their features and in their set. I said, just take 2 handfuls of shit and throw them against the wall. This is what they do. They should just come out and go, no, this is a Microsoft published game. We're not having THQ Nordic publish it. This is a Microsoft published game, Master Chief Collection. It will be Play Anywhere, which will probably get a lot of people to try it out on PC, which will help the Windows 10 store and will give it a benefit over Steam, because Steam is just going to dominate this thing and Windows 10 store is going to be a joke. There is bullshit. Know why, Daniel? Because they just don't shut up. I said this. They don't just shut up. How would you not have this fully thought out? It makes them sound like they're like my first video game. All of them. All of them. They don't shut up. If you were going to make this announcement when it's ready. Make this announcement to answer a lot of the questions. At least have the big questions answered. Oh, Jeff, Milo and Connect. Yeah. It goes on and on and on. And Forza on the phone. She's been fighting all week, proving people that she's playing the game. That's what you need. That is your reveal of the streaming. Nonetheless, the friggin' contraption that she's playing on, nobody is doing that. All right, that contraption. Nonetheless, we have to debate, was it real or not? Like fucking Ripley's Believe It or Not. We got to be like, was she really playing it? Was she not? Is it latency? Is it a video? I don't know. Like, we shouldn't even be doing that. This should have been demonstrated properly. Instead, again, it was Goofball City announcing for an announcement, talking about something, but we have more, flying people down to Mexico to say, here's a 2-minute video of Crackdown multiplayer. More to come later. Why the fuck are you down there in Mexico on XO18? To show a 2-minute clip of a game that we haven't seen for 3 years? That's why you're down there? Fucking Cadre goes on to the stupid thing, shows that goofball contraption of streaming. And then they go, oh, this is coming. And he goes, we plan to have it rolled out in early beta tests later this year. Later this year? Like, Who cares? Get out of here. Who gives a shit? Later this year. What are you trying to do? They're so nervous. Like I said, they're showing everything, but they're showing it half-ass. And again, in their display, they're demonstrating that they don't give 2, 3, 4, 10 shits about the people that stuck by and still hanging on to the console and paying for the premium service. They don't. And as a Master Chief owner, Master Chief day one, I had to play single player because the multiplayer was broken. But like, this is where we're at. And yeah, exactly. They had a. That's exactly why the Kuhn. Exactly. They had to show that because they thought that that little minute of fake gameplay or real gameplay. Watch Inside Xbox and watch that shit, or you just skim over it. And if Google does do their YouTube thing, watch the difference of how Google presents something, and you'll see how Google has a knack for speaking to the consumer, even though there going to be devs there. But you watch Google, Amazon, they relate to the consumer. They use the devs, but they sell consumer products and they know the consumer. Microsoft knows enterprise. They know your company's email. They know your company's office products, like and securities. They don't really connect with the consumer. That's why they're putting all their services on stuff on consumer devices, which they don't have. Like this last week, they announced Minecraft. They announced that Microsoft package, that stack, game stack, right? Oh, help make games for all these different systems, and one of them was PlayStation and Switch on Microsoft Game Stack. So they have this collection. First off, one of the big omissions is that it doesn't have a graphics engine. There's no graphics engine in there, like a Crytek or something like that. That's right, Glorious Kev. That's what I said last week. Get rid of Xbox. Get rid of it. Just get a PC. And that's where Xbox is going to live. Just go. But it would be nice if they made it play anywhere for the Master Chief Collection. Because then I would just had it show up on Windows 10 Store. But getting back to my point of just the way they don't connect with consumers. They don't connect with consumers. They don't. They have this very challenging issue. That's why Inside Xbox, it's a consumer show, right? It's a fan consumer show, but it comes off as so awkward. It comes off as so like just out of touch. And when you watch Google talk to like consumer products and Google Home and all this other stuff, watch it. I'm sure Google's gonna knock it out of the park with a decent presentation tomorrow. Now, Google has had its mess ups, like Google Glass. They're not perfect. You know, Google has some things. Android TV, that's some messed up shit. You know, Google, that's messed up. That's not good. But still around though. But right now, the message of Microsoft is just they cannot connect with consumers. And everybody's like, Microsoft is set to dominate. I said this last week. Microsoft's set to dominate. They released this Microsoft Stack, right? And Xbox Live on PC, on Windows, on Android phones and iPhones, right? And develop games. If you were an app developer, and know what's interesting too, is that people are talking 2 billion gamers. And I saw Google allude to it. And it's actually on their website. If you look, because they're prepping the people about their games on Google's thing. If you look at their website, they call them 2 billion mobile gamers. Let me just see. The Google, I think it was like Google Game Dev or something like that. It's on Games for Google Developers. It says help you reach 2 billion mobile gamers. That's the crowd that Microsoft's going for. They don't have any mobile devices. And if you were a developer and you were going to make an app or game for the Android platform, are you going to use Microsoft Stack with Xbox Live, or are you going to use Google Play services and Unity and all that other stuff that Google has packaged together to work with their operating system? What are you going to use? You're not going to use Microsoft Stack. You're going to use all Google services. You're going to use all Google's dev stuff. That's why Microsoft they're wasting their time. They're putting this stuff out there. But it's like putting out stale bread when the other person's putting out fresh bread. This is what Microsoft does. They're spending all this energy and all this effort hurting their Xbox consumer by reaching out for these people that really don't even know that Microsoft is even relevant in gaming. With these services and these features and these game dev things, nobody used it when Microsoft had a dedicated Windows device. They're not going to use it on an Android device unless and if you listen around, listen to Paul Thurrott, listen to Brad Sams, if you listen to them, they say like Microsoft's just putting it out there. It's really for developer adoption. The developer has to use this stuff. They can announce it all they want, just like Microsoft could make as many consoles as they want. But if they don't put games that make you want to play on the console, if they don't give you dedicated games or possibly console exclusives, there's going to be no demand for the console. And Microsoft does not have a mobile hardware. And when they did, they still couldn't get developers to make and use their services. And they said the same stuff. You can make an app for Windows Phone and it will work on Xbox and it'll work on PC. It's just amazing. It sounds so great, but nobody wants to do it unless you have these hardcore Windows devs that have been making things for when they were little kids back in the 80s and they still love Bill Gates and they got a big picture of Bill Gates and they still want to make games or make stuff for Windows because they love themselves some Windows. Those are the people that are happy about this stuff. But the new and upcoming people, like I said, my son, he uses Chromebooks now. In first and second, they use Chromebooks. They're getting built into that Google operating system, that Google Chrome, just working like that. They're going to do right into mobile development and work on an Android platform. You're going to use Google services. You're not going to use. So Microsoft is just, and the thing is that Microsoft is wasting so much energy, so much on this mobile strategy, this streaming and all this other stuff, and is at the cost of great games and exclusives and what made the Xbox console, the Xbox console. I can understand their PC venture. I think that one, at least for what you have, supports the console at least. Okay. But now we're even seeing favoritism towards PC, which even makes you look at the console and go, damn, it's not even a supportive. Remember the Xbox One family? Well, the redheaded stepchild is the Xbox console. The adopted redheaded stepchild. Yeah, stepchild. Basically, yeah. The stepchild, that's what he is. That's what the Xbox is. It is just the like flowers in the attic. Xbox in the attic. Put it up there. Because that's what it is to them. It could have been a collaborative effort with PC and Xbox, and they try to make this world, but now it just seems like every week the console owner, the guy who spends the most, or the guy and girl who spends the most and pays the most and buys the most is the one that's getting the least. And then on the PC and the one that usually waits for the sale, spends a lot on hardware, but was not going to pay for any services. They're going to get their own and enjoy on their PC. They're going to wait for CD keys. They're going to wait for deep sales. And then they're going to buy you a game and play it in all its glory and tweak the hell out of it and mod it and make it their own. But the person who's spending the most in a closed system, buying the most $500 consoles, subscribing to Game Pass for $10 a month, subscribing to Xbox Live for $60 a year, buying elite controllers at $150, buying 5 and 6 all different colored controllers, white, yellows, blue, white, reds, and all those other things. You got those dudes getting the least. And every week it's something else. But I ask you this, Microsoft, if you are not going to use all your services and all your features with every single game that comes out of your studios, then nobody else is going to use it. If you don't use it yourself, if you make Sunset Overdrive not play anywhere, if you make Master Chief Collection not play anywhere, then what incentive does a developer have to make their game play anywhere? How? That's the thing. And that's one of the biggest things I'm excited about Master Chief on Steam. Like, I thought I wasn't gonna have to ever buy him on Steam because maybe there'll be some glimpse that it might be Play Anywhere. But after today's article and the interview again by Southwest that's been going around, it doesn't look like it's gonna be Play Anywhere. And what's interesting too, you could sign up for like the preview, um, for Insider because they got Insider stuff. But like what Bonnie Ross said about Halo Infinite, it's gonna be scaled back. It's going to be scaled down to focus on core elements in multiplayer and single player. And we could always add later because we want the community feedback. It makes me sound like I understand you want community feedback. I understand you have feedback. We also had a year and a half of feedback on CFDs in a beta. But it comes off as like you do not know what the hell the gamer wants. And instead you want to post out an idea, some sort of like structural game that's just like a skeleton of a game, and then develop it as people tell you what they want in it. Like just like with Sea of Thieves and how they had no griefing and they had no protection about griefing and no safe zone and all that other stuff. And meanwhile, people exploited the hell out of it and it chased a lot of people away. And it got so bad that they now had to take PC dudes and put them on the back burner and say, now Xbox guys, you could vote to not play with a PC guy because they've been using macro keys, they've been using sufficient aim with the mouse, and they've been rooting the experience for the Xbox player. Now that don't sound like a happy you play where you want game. And Microsoft, who's just like open doors, they think they're an open, like that's the thing. Like Microsoft thinks they're just open door now. Like, yeah, open door. Like we'll just let everybody do whatever they want. It's up to the devs to decide how they want to do it. Which that's all nice and dandy, and that's all fine and dandy, and that's great if you are like Steam or an open platform like a PC. But when you are a closed video game system, you have a closed video game system, and you got people paying for a service, and feature set that they are paying for on the console, you should have some sort of protection or some sort of like, we got your back to ensure that those people are getting a premium experience since they are premium customers. And by having people on PC and people on mobile and streaming all jump into the game of a paying premium service, a premium subscriber, it's fucked up. And they better make those people able to choose on who they play with. And you see with Sea of Thieves, they had it going a year. And then it wasn't until it got popular with Summit streaming the game and exploiting all these like double shots and all this other stuff. And he's not playing it now ever since that update where they removed the animation of doing the double gunning. He's not playing anymore. Sea of Thieves is not trending on Twitch. He's not playing it anymore. Apex Legends helped with that too, but they addressed the community because they were yelling at him, and supposedly I was hearing that they were giving codes out to other guys to try to have them stream and be a little bit more like less as griefing as Summit was doing. But then he stopped playing it. And they were telling him that he had to abide by the code. Oh, the pirate code. Some PDF that they put on fucking they put it on friggin' like the website. They're like, oh well, people have to abide by the code, wave your hand and your flag if you want to fight and stuff. It's like, shut up. You got to put those things in a game. A game is not going to go to some PDF on the website and go, well, here's the pirate code. You're not allowed to shoot anybody if they have a certain flag up. No, you put the flag up and now you have immunity. It's a game feature. Like, that's what you do as a developer. Like, you make the decision. You make the game. You design the game. You have to guide the player. That's a PDF on the website. The rules of the Sea of Thieves. And nobody was following them. And then I saw people yelling at Summit. They're yelling at the guy going, you're not following the codes. Like, you're just like hiding in the animations and you're hiding in the stuff and just killing everybody. He actually had like 4 guys help him get treasures and then he killed them all and cashed in the treasures himself. Some shit like that. And he's like, I'm a pirate. Like, it's a pirate game. Why would I this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. And that's just an example of just how disconnected when these guys go out there, like exactly just with Halo. Well, we're gonna make sure it works. We're gonna roll it out one game at a time. Like, are you an indie dev? You're a 400-500 person studio. All you've been doing is working on Halo. You have to take baby steps to put Halo on PC? Really? Like, I just don't understand. Like, is it really that you're that cautious that it's going to work? Or you really want to milk this? So, like, Major Nelson could come up on now in July and be like, guys, Halo 2 is now ready on the Windows 10 store and Steam. And then Major Nelson could come back in August and go, hey, guys, here comes the Halo 3, the biggest and brightest one. It's in here in August on Inside Xbox. Like, is it so we can milk the news? Just like you've done with backwards compatibility for the last 3-4 years? And how those Xbox original games backwards compatible? What did you get? Like 10 of them last year, and now is it a year ago? Great job, Microsoft. I know you just didn't had 10 games on the original Xbox One, but my goodness. I guess that shit dried up real quick. Nobody was buying them, maybe? Nobody wanted to pay $10 for a digital game that has no online? Like, I booted in Crimson Skies. You didn't even update it to be 16 by 9. And, oh, by the way, Xbox Live doesn't work. Here's $10. Yeah. I guess that we're on a big hit, right? Conker's Live and Reloaded. Oh, yeah, you can play the Reloaded part, but not the live part, which was the only new thing about Conker's Live and Reloaded was that multiplayer. The rest of it was the single player from the N64. Yep, no. We'll sell $10 games with broken all lines. With down servers. Okay. So I guess they stopped that too, because we haven't had original Xbox games in a while. In a year. Lagoon says Microsoft trying to Trojan horse, but turned out to be a rabbit from Monty Python's Holy Grail. Exactly. I said it before. They're a virus. They need the host. They need Apple. They need Google to deliver their services. And like I said before, you're developing a game or something for Google. Are you going to use Google services and make sure that it integrates in Maps and works with Google Play and it works with the the Google Games app and all this other stuff, or you're gonna say, no, I'm gonna use the Microsoft ones. Who's doing that? You want to see something crazy? Go to a Windows 10 store and click on Xbox Live Games and look at what a joke that is. They got like their games, and then they got all these wonky games like Lucky Sevens and Hexix and all these weird little like mobile weird games. This is how they're reaching 2 billion. Like this is 2 billion people. If these are 2 billion mobile gamers, that's probably what they are. Good luck. You couldn't reach them when you had a dedicated phone. You couldn't even reach them when you had a phone. 2%, 3% market penetration. Joe Belfiore said last week, he was saying that they were paying devs that they would make their apps for them. Microsoft has an issue with with what the consumer wants. And that's reflective in what the consumer buys. And the demand for Microsoft service or product. Remember how Xbox was going to be subsidized? You buy an Xbox One, those just last year, guys. Remember they talked about it? You buy an Xbox and you only pay low monthly payment for like $10 a month, $15 a month at the Microsoft store with Dell financing. But what you have to do is buy 2 years of Xbox Live and Xbox Game Pass. How nice is that? How well did that do? Did that make MPD? Like, did that show a huge influx of Xbox sales? Did they come in second at all? Like for the this, I don't think the end of last year really did anything for it with this financing thing. And now supposedly they released this Maverick console, this discless console. Is this going to be their counter to Google's console? Where's it going to be sold? The problem is Google could do a digital only console, just like Amazon could do a digital only console. But Microsoft, unfortunately, you started as a disc console with digital option. Okay. And now you're just going to just chop off that disc version of it and just do a digital version. Well, that thing better be low. It better be like 100, 129, max 150. We'll see if that's what they do. But Microsoft's going into this generation. They're talking too much right now with streaming and all this other stuff. And I said this before, the message that's going to go across is you don't need an Xbox console to play Xbox games. Simple as that. And that's the narrative that's going to carry them into next generation. So every single time Microsoft shows you new hardware, new games, the message is going to be you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox games. Just like, oh, trade-ins and DRMs and you're going to the disc is just going to deliver it, but then you have to do a 24-hour check-in and all this other stuff, and then Sony comes out and goes, this is how you share games on PlayStation. And now Microsoft's going to be, you guys, you could stream it. You could play it on your Windows 10 PC. You could do this thing. Now, they're not doing a financing game thing. Not yet. It ended in December. It was like from like September to December, that financing thing. It ended. I remember Major Nelson saying like it was ending. He did a tweet. It was ending like January 10th or end of December it ended. So that promotion's done. That test case. Good luck to those people who did that, because that, you're now in bed for Microsoft for 2 years now. While they announce all the new consoles and all the all the stuff that's not coming to your platform. You just bought an Xbox and 2 years to their services that you could get free on other devices. You might as well bought a PC and finance that shit. At least you probably didn't have to get tied into services that now you're paying for the next 2 years. You had to, which was ridiculous. But that was a way to suck you in. So I feel bad for people who took advantage of that, because right now, as you're making those $10, $15 payments right now, Microsoft's talking about streaming. You don't need the console. They're talking about, you know what? Here's some more hardware. We're going to have an even stronger console coming next year. Oh, here's a discless one. You don't even need digital. That'll be yeah. There you go. And you just signed the contract to be in 2 years in. And if you break the contract, you got to pay the remaining value of it, which was like a $500 Xbox and basically 2 years, which is $120 of Game Pass and it was $240 worth of Game Pass and $120 of Xbox Live added to that. That was their financing. You had to buy those two services with it. It just locked you in. It was worse than a cell phone contract, like the old school cell phone contracts. Well, now they spend the whole year and say that the console really, you don't need it after you bought it. And that's what they do. Like I said, I got my Groove thing right here, my Groove music. And know what else? Speaking of Groove music, it came back in the news this week, or last week. Groove music had a feature that without subscribing, you didn't have to pay to listen to music, but you could upload all your songs to OneDrive, and Google Music, Groove Music, I mean, not Google, Groove Music, or Zune Pass Music, it was Groove Music, you will be able to listen to all those from the cloud, and they'll be in your playlist, and it'll come right to your Groove Music app. Well, Groove ended last year, and now on March 31st, you will no longer be able to stream your own music that you've uploaded to Groove, which, by the way, it's stored into Google OneDrive, which, by the way, if you wanted to keep your music into OneDrive, you would have to pay a subscription to keep that music there. Now, music probably not going to be no 10 terabytes, but if you were paying to keep your music in there so you could stream it to all devices with Groove, which the app is still around, it's still on your Windows 10 PC. Well, you can't do that anymore. As of March 31st, the ability to stream your own collection from Groove Music, the music that you owned, that you uploaded to OneDrive to listen in Groove, it basically made your music streamable through the app on any device that you're listening to. That service is no longer going to be there. So, and the actual thing was, let's see, Groove Music. Now Groove Music is dead, because there were some people that had like, yeah, here you go, ZDNet, another website you should probably listen to. Mayor Joe Foley, all those guys. These are the things, guys. See, these are the things that you say, this is Microsoft makes money. You got guys on YouTube talking about Microsoft financials and oh, they make money and they're gonna make more games with the money in them. You got to look at Microsoft as a whole. You want to talk about Microsoft, you got to look at everything that they do. Unfortunately, because everything that they do now is affecting Xbox. Xbox used to be kind of immune a little bit to this. Like, we would just get some great games and features and stuff for the gamers to make us excited, and it'll be good. But that has dried up now. And now we're sitting here staring at a box that Phil Spencer says doesn't make the money, but it's about the services and the games, and we got stuff coming for you, and we got streaming, and we got more consoles, and we got more features, and we got more places where you can play your Xbox games. And you hearing all the bullshit. And instead of showing me trailers to brand new games, brand new IP coming out of Microsoft, nope. We're talking about 15-year-old games, and you won't throw us a fucking bone and give us the whole game. We got to pay DLC for a 15-year-old game. I was talking to Frogs, and Frogs is like, I own Master Chief is backwards compatible. I own Halo Reach is backwards compatible. Do I play with everybody? Who knows? It's so convoluted. It's so convoluted. Microsoft has told you 5 different ways to peel an apple. And this is what they're doing going to next generation. Getting back to the Groove Music. So, as March 18th, Windows 10 users, they're killing OneDrive Groove Music streaming. So, as of March 31st, You will not be able to listen to groove music, your own music that you've uploaded to OneDrive. So, over a year ago, this is what it is. They announced its plans to kill Groove Music Pass service and tell people to go to Spotify. But it still allowed people who stored music on OneDrive. Now, those people who are paying for OneDrive for the storage, OneDrive is just like iCloud and all that other stuff, to play and manage music through the Groove Music app. So, like, I had about 2,000 songs. I've uploaded them to OneDrive. And then I was able to have those songs come with me. So I uploaded them from my computer to the cloud, and Groove actually put them in playlists. Well, that's gone. So, as of March 31st, your personal music will continue to be available on OneDrive, so it's still there. You could just double click on it as a remote drive, but it's not going to be imported into the Groove Music app. Now, why they just didn't cease it all back then, who knows? But this is what they do. And nobody uses it. Nobody uses it. They canceled Groove Music. Who's using OneDrive? It's just, why? Why? You should have got rid of the app when you got rid of the service. A year later, now they're pulling it? Well, they got you to pay for another year of using OneDrive, right? Guess so. Because you just paid OneDrive to store that music there for a year. So maybe they made their money on the back end that way. I don't know. But if you just look at what they do, they pull the rug right from underneath you. And I use Groove Music as an example because Forza Horizon 3 was the first video game to utilize Groove Music in its playlist radio station. And I remember they had people signing up for Groove Music. They really were pushing Groove for Forza Horizon 3. And then the next year is when they canceled Groove Music. So when you sit here and hear their promises and their future, and people have this when it comes to Xbox, you just have to have faith. If you followed Microsoft, you know that it's a roller coaster ride. You know that having faith in them is probably the last thing that you should do. You should always start with doubt. And if you listen to Paul Thurrott, Mary Jo Foley, not Phil, Leo Laporte, you listen to them, you listen to their shows. Microsoft has some great ideas. But when the rubber hits the road and when they have to implement it, they just flop. And it doesn't get picked up. They try to come off as that. It just does not compute with them. They just have this disconnect with consumer level products, but they just cannot deliver on it. UWP was a promise done. DirectX 12, what happened? So don't sit here and tell me xCloud is dominating. This is the future. Microsoft's going to win because they got servers. Wise up, people. Why would you do that? And is it free? Do you know if you're going to pay for it? Oh, it's going to be free. Oh, my game's just going to come with me to the cloud for free. Is it? You sure about that? I'm not saying it is or it isn't. But you could sit here and say that they are confidently, they're going to dominate. Oh, it's got to be free. It's got to be free. Is it? Really? That's what it just adds a little doubt to what they do. Not going to say that they're dead. Not going to say Microsoft's going out of business. But you got to look at both sides of the story. And I don't think anybody in their right mind could sit here right now and say that Microsoft's in a position to dominate anything. Jamai says, I want them for murder right now. What? I didn't do anything. I hope he's not talking about me. I know that Jez Corden got a, he got some stuff coming to him about saying that Steam was a Windows exclusive That because nobody uses Steam on Linux and Mac. I know that the people going at him for that, which they should, because he's incorrect. Like, Steam is not exclusive to anything. Steam is on Linux, Mac, and Windows. Majority of people play on Windows, but Microsoft doesn't. If you want to talk about Microsoft financials, Microsoft putting Halo Master Chief Collection on Steam Windows PC, that's great for them. But Steam is not. Microsoft's paying to put Steam on there. Like, I'm sure Microsoft probably want to sell it in the Windows 10 store. Oh, I'm killing them. I'm not. I'm just showing what they do. And I'm the only thing that I do with these things is I just want to let you know both sides of the story. So when you have people going out there saying, their financials, everybody plays and everybody wins. Yeah, really? Because I could give you about fucking 20 examples of how that message breaks. Okay? Gears Tactics, Sunset Overdrive 2, Minecraft Dungeons, Halo Master Chief Collection. I could play Linux games on Steam on my friggin' Chromebook by emulating Linux. And Linux goes right onto my Chromebook. Now, it's an i5, it's not no friggin' graphics card, but I could run it. I play Rocket League on a Chromebook because I could use on my Pixelbook. I could do it because I put Linux on there. They're supporting Linux more than ever on Chrome OS. And then maybe not as many games. But what I get back to is just saying, like, more people play, we all win, right? Isn't that the motto? Then how are they making PC exclusive games? Games that could run on an Xbox. Why don't they not announce for both of them? They're the same family. Why is Sunset Overdrive not Play Anywhere? Why are we coming out now and saying Gears Master Chief Collection is not going to be Play Anywhere? Why are you doing Master Chief Collections episodic? Why are you dragging it out? Like, why? To make sure it works? Okay, well, let's see. Let's see Halo Reach. Make sure it works. Gaming on iMac. iMac is for photos and video editors. That's the strength. iMac is for creativity, which that's what they try to go after. That group they try to go after with the Surface. That's what they try to go after with that. But if you're not going to use your features and this stuff that you talk, what's up, Eddie? How you doing, man? And the stuff that you talk about and shove down our face at every South by Southwest, PAX, Inside Xbox, E3, Phil Spencer on PC Gamer, just spewing more and more and more and more. And it's all over the timelines and all over Windows Central and all over the news. And oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And then when products hit the ground, you're not supporting Play Anywhere. You're not supporting crossplay, because that's the other thing that they said. Crossplay not supported. It's not in the cards right now due to the rollout and due to probably they have no clue how to do that matchmaking that Ybarra and Phil Spencer were talking about, where we'll have playlists based on your input device. If it's a keyboard, then it'll be a keyboard playlist. And if it's a mouse, if it's a controller, it will be on a controller. So, I guess that's ready for prime time yet, right? Because you spent a lot of energy end of last year talking about keyboard and mouse coming to Xbox, right? How are those playlists coming, Phil? How's that crossplay coming? Last I saw, you can't even use the keyboard and mouse to control your dashboard. In some games, you got to use the controller to log into the game. And then when you're playing the game, the controller rumbles when you're using your mouse and keyboard because the controller still has to stay logged in and connected to the Xbox. Sounds great. Well, you spent a lot of energy in that, wasted a lot of our time. But keyboard and mouse support coming to Xbox, and It's half baked because you just left it for the devs to figure it out. And that's what they do. Just like this crossplay. The devs will figure it out. Well, they figured it out in Fortnite. They said that switch people 30 frames a second, you're getting killed. Hey, they figured it out in Sea of Thieves. The PC guys are ruining the experience for the Xbox guys. Xbox guys could vote them off. You could just say, I don't want to play with them. Hey, Gears of War 4, just in 6 months, they said it's just, when it first came out, they're like, guys, it's just going to be co-op and horde mode. We're not doing that competitive stuff. And then, oops, here they come into social playlists and they go, oops, they're having trouble finding games. We're going to put them in the core and ranked playlists, core and competitive ones. But on Xbox, you guys could choose whether you don't want to play with them or not. At least we'll give you that option. PC guys, you don't have a choice. That was over 6 months. That wasn't at start. That was over 6 months. And what developer in their right mind is going to come into a game like they just said it for Sea of Thieves a year later, and now say you could segment the party, that you could segment the what's remaining of the multiplayer pool. You just chop it in, you just chop it through the middle, or 60-40. And now the PC guys now just playing with their little 30% or 40%, and the Xbox guys playing with their 60% a year later. That's a smart move. They basically got rid of downloadable maps because that will fragment the multiplayer pool. You think somebody's going to come in and say, I'm going to fragment my pool based off they're using a keyboard and mouse or a controller? What dev is going to do that? I wouldn't. If I was a developer, I wouldn't segment my player pool like that. I just won't support keyboard and mouse, or I'll make a PC only game that just works with keyboard and mouse if I want to really have a game designed for keyboard and mouse. Gears Tactics? Yeah. I guess that's what they're doing with Gears Tactics, but that's a PC exclusive because of input device, not because the Xbox can't run it. It's because they want to make a PC game. And then they tell us about Halo Infinite and Gears 5 built from the ground up for PC, first-class citizens. PC dudes get it all, man. We get it all. That's why. Trade it all in. If you want Xbox, go get a PC and go play your multiplayer somewhere else. Because the Xbox right now is not in great light. And every move that Microsoft makes shows they are willing to sacrifice that install base for the $2 billion. And that's where they trip over themselves. That's why day one games in Game Pass. PlayStation Now could come to your refrigerator today. It still won't have the same impact that Game Pass would coming to your refrigerator. Because Game Pass gives me the games day and date launching. It's natively on PC and it's natively on a console. Two native devices. PlayStation Now coming there. Yeah, you can play Until Dawn stream. That's nice. You can play Bloodborne stream. That's nice. You're not booting up Spider-Man. You're not getting Days Gone on day one. You're not getting all those other games on day one. Microsoft is not cannibalizing their core. They're keeping their console as having demand for their console because they're going to put games there first and then bring them over to the services later on. Therefore, you double dip, as Mooch says, double dip. You maximize it out on the console. It sells a whole bunch there. Then you re-release it just like they do with movies. Re-release it on Steam, make a bunch of money there a year later. You don't piss off your console guys. You don't piss off your PC guys. Well, your PC guys have to wait, but there you go. You double dip. You don't take those games and put them all on multiple devices on day one because guess what? You decrease the demand for those games. You decrease the demand for the device that it's on. Exactly, Mr. Modern. And that's what it all comes down to. Who asked for all this mumbo jumbo? Game Pass, Play Anywhere, all this. Oh, consumer options. Well, wasn't that a big thing in 2013? Was like you could do everything. That's the reason why it's called the One. You could watch TV. You could play games. You could do digital. You could do Connect. You could talk to your TV. You could options. There's so many options. You could wave your hand to change the screen. You could tell your TV to turn on, Xbox on. You could use your controller. So many options. Options, options, options. And PlayStation's like, here's some good game. Here's some games. Here's a PlayStation 4. Enjoy. $400 go. And Microsoft is doing it again. You could play it on your PC. You could play it on your console. You could play it on Anaconda. You could play it on Lockhart. You could play it on the Maverick. Oh, without a disc. Oh, you could download it or through Game Pass, whatever one you want to do. Oh, and then you could go buy it on streamed on your phone. Oh, you could stream it on your iPad. You could stream it maybe on the original Xbox One. And people are going to be like, oh, what? And PlayStation going to be like, guys, PlayStation 5 has some new games. Whoa, okay, here we go. Oh, you can play with keyboard, and Xbox is still talking. You could play with keyboard. You could play with a mouse. You could play with a joystick. You could play with this contraption that straps into a joystick. Oh, no, wait. You could play with touchscreen. You could use touchscreen. You could play our games on anything. You could play your games everywhere. But I don't need an Xbox to play Xbox games. Oh, no. You could play on all these things. You could play on a fucking banana. I could play on the banana. And people just be like, what? But wait, and just hearing me speak about this stuff, I get tongue tied myself. What's Play Anywhere? Why is Sunset Overdrive not Play Anywhere? Why is Master Chief Collection not going to be Play Anywhere? Well, why are some games on Steam and then games on Windows 10 store? Because I thought Windows 10 and Xbox were the same thing, and that's all the same ecosystem. That's why Microsoft was doing this PC venture, right? PC is Xbox. Xbox is PC. Yeah. Oh, but now we put it on Steam. That breaks that whole narrative. Oops. I guess that wasn't the case then. I guess Windows 10 store is not Steam. Steam is not Windows 10. I don't. Oh, but wait. Steam could be considered Windows 10. No, it can't. We can play it on Windows 7. You can play Windows 10. It doesn't matter. Like, the thing is like there are so many disconnects and so many things. Well, everybody should play our games. Then why is Gears Tactics not on Xbox? Oh, keyboard and mouse. They support keyboard and mouse. So what's the excuse now? Please tell me. It'll come. You know that? If you look at anything, did they say it'll come to Xbox later? Oh no, it'll come. You see, that's the difference. I go by what is said. You're going on hopes and dreams. You go to church and you pray and you just come back and say, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Every Xbox fan now is supposed to become George Michael. Gotta have faith. Doom, doom. Gotta have faith. Doom, doom. Everybody's George Michael now. If you're an Xbox fan, you're George Michael because you gotta have faith. Because that's all you gotta go on. And then when they kick you in the nuts, oops, something better's coming. So be careful on what you hear and what's true and what's not. Look at what's happening. Watch Inside Xbox. Go to Xbox Wire. Look at what's happening. Don't go on faith and promises and hopes and dreams and it makes sense and the streaming's the future. Don't. You want to see streaming's the future? Go play PlayStation Now. Go to Nvidia Shield and play streaming. Wait for Google's device. We're talking about a service that nobody has even played yet. And the only thing we've seen about it is some bogus footage on Inside Xbox where we're talking about, what do you see? Is it a girl's face or is it two vases? That's what we're talking about. Because we don't know if it's an illusion or if it was real. And if it was, and know what's amazing is either way, we've been duped. If it's real, it looks horrible. The lag is horrible. If it was fake, it's not ready for prime time. So even if the two ones that are debating if it's fake, if it's real, if it's either one of them, it still doesn't help make you feel any better. Just stop the bullshit. Look at both sides of the story. Don't just go balls deep in Microsoft faith because they've been known to kick you in the balls a number of times. Just like, Sony might mess up. Sony might not do it, but the thing is you got to look at what you've done for me lately. And if you look, I'm not even talking about lately. Even if you go back 3 years and you look at this, you got to have doubt and you got to look at it from both sides. I'm talking about positive. I'm an educator, addict. I'm telling people what's currently going on right now. And what I've seen, that you want to talk positive, I'm playing the Division. I like it. Now back to what I was talking about. I want to hear about everybody. There's information out there. You want to hear games and what games are going on and all that other stuff. There's plenty of things to go see for games. All right. Unfortunately, the one company is not talking about games. They just seem to talk about everything else. And that's what my problem is. Everything else. And we hear games are coming. Games are coming. Well, they're not talking about them. And everything they talk about is more crap. And the Master Chief Collection should be playing anywhere, because if they're not using their features, who else is going to use them? And again, it's more smoke blown up our ass. It's more smoke blown up our ass because there's so many hypocrites. There's such fucking hypocrites with this stuff that it drives me crazy and grinds my gears, because they're just coming off as so fake, because they sell you this stuff, and then when it comes to actually implementing it, they drop the ball. And how many times is this going to happen? I own the Master Chief Collection on Xbox. I shouldn't have to pay for a campaign and firefight. I should just get it. And I should just get it on Windows 10, because Xbox and Windows are one store. Why is all of a sudden this stuff changing? Now it matters if a game launched before. It matters now if it was announced before Phil Spencer's devoting his vocation to PC gaming. So before Phil Spencer announces Play Anywhere, now we have games before, like, was this BC and AD before Phil, and is that how we work right now? I don't get it. Addict, this is my channel. I could talk about anything I want. If you don't like it, get out. Okay? If you want to go talk positive, everybody go to Gaming Addict's channel and watch all his positive shit over there. But I don't think you have positive stuff anyway, man, because you just do the same shit anyway. So cut it out. Nobody wants to hear. You want to hear what I'm playing? I could go fucking talk about it somewhere else. You could tell me if you want to see it. All right? I talk about what the fuck I want to talk about on my own fucking channel. It's called What Grinds My Gears. So if this is fucking what grinds my gears, that's what I'm going to talk about. If people don't want to hear it, they can tell me they don't want to hear it. I don't give a shit. Go make a video. Now I'm distracted. So, back to what I was saying. My fucking channel, my fucking grinds my gears. Xbox should stick to that fucking shit. And if they said, hey, Master Chiefs Play Anywhere, I wouldn't be on this fucking thing right now. I would be fucking playing games instead of hearing this bullshit that I'm not going to get the game on my PC that I fucking paid for on Xbox. Because of this beautiful, this Play Anywhere. Everybody should play right now. Really. So this is what we need. This is what Xbox should be there. You just tweeted, Attic, you just tweeted about Master Chief Collection not being Play Anywhere. And you said this would be bad. So you said the same thing that I'm saying. So why you come on here and say that all I'm talking about is the same stuff? I don't come to your shit and talk about what you're doing. Like, come on, man. We should support each other, not fucking come on here and start talking shit. On the same fucking podcast as you. What the hell's that? Don't go to your channel. What does it matter to you? Dude, it bothers you to come on here and fucking talk about it. I don't understand it. That's not cool, man. Not cool. Anyway, I fucking go to your streams and start like, oh, what are you talking about again? Destiny. I'll talk about Destiny. I don't talk about Destiny. Good shit. Nobody plays Destiny. Everybody's playing Division too. Nobody plays Destiny anymore. But I'm telling you, Division 2, really good. And I'll tell you, I really like the Division 2. And I've been playing Devil May Cry 5. It's pretty good, though. I tell you, the music in Devil May Cry 5, it's good. Is that what you want to hear? Does everybody want to hear that? Fucking, this is after hours, baby. Division 2 is great. Yeah, I like it. You know, I didn't like the beta, but as I played it and I was like, you know, playing the I didn't play too much. See, I don't devout myself to the beta. I play it very kind of like high level, you know, just play that shit. And then when the game comes out, I'm like, you know what? Let me try the game out. And I like it. I think it's really good. You know, I got further in it past the beta stuff. And yeah, I'm definitely seeing the whole loot and all that other stuff. I think that's really cool. And you know, they definitely improved that. I did say like it kind of reminded me a little bit more of like the Division 1 in the fact, like, you know, the whole thing with the streets, they kind of look like, am I in Washington or New York? But like I basically said that you know, it kind of looked like they're the same thing, but I do like there's a lot more different side missions. And yeah, I think that I was like, there's one that people were coming out and they're like doing like some gathering food and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. But I was doing that and doing Devil May Cry 5. But I did the grind my gears on this thing because it is about how the features that they are showing, they're not supporting them. And who is going to? And I wish they're talking about games. They're not talking about multiplats. That's what they're talking about. But games I can play everywhere else. What positive shit? I'm talking about positive stuff, Addict. Like, I'm talking about what I want to talk about. Okay? You come at me like that. You came right in here and just be like, why are you making the same 4 episodes? Like, really? You're the one that came in here and did that. That's not cool. I agree. Chat, is that cool? Like, I don't think it was. I wasn't saying anything about anybody. Nah, man, I'm not going to get Sakio. Like, you just come in, man. Stop doing that shit. It's not cool, man. Like, talk about my content. Just come in. Yeah, I'm like, and like, oh, you make the same videos. It's like, but why, man? It's called Grinds My Gears. Is it going to be positive? Like, I don't think so. But anyway, to answer Joseph Baby's question, I'm not going to get Sekiro. I'm not into, like, you know, like Bloodborns and things like that. Like, I'm not into those kind of games, though. And it looks cool, but I'd say you should probably go watch Kid Smooth stream of it. I think it's going to be very entertaining. I enjoyed watching his Bloodborne one. I think definitely the Sekiro one will be pretty cool to watch. But I'm not into those type of games. But it looks pretty cool. But I'm too impatient to be playing those games. And he's going to get mad views. I know. Definitely. Yeah, he has that bet going on too. But yeah, I think that'll be definitely a way to enjoy the game because I'm not going to probably like, I'm not a fan. I tried Bloodborne. I got up to the first boss. I'm like, I'd rather play more games than playing just one and keep dying. Like, that's the frustration about it. But it is fun. Like, you know, some of it, the combat looks pretty cool. Yeah. But otherwise, like, I think, yeah, just those Souls games just don't jive with me. I do more of just and the Battlefield's coming out with their freaking with their battle royale mode. Oh my god, they're like the biggest map ever. It's like, okay. You know, like we'll see. I do like definitely the Apex. Like, Apex Legend, I've been playing that too. With that one, with the battle royale, I do think that they got a good format there with that one. The ping system is definitely something that needs to be in all the games. Like Battlefield used to have a ping system, and then they messed it up, and then it's like basically, it's just like it needs. And then it got removed in the beta, and then they put it back in. That's right. What oils my gears? And I can see positive stuff. Negative or anything. I'm just talking about, man. I'm just talking about the what's going on in the news. That's I don't know how you spin positive. It's like, oh, it's good that I bought a game on Xbox that's not going to be playing anywhere when all their first party games are play anywhere, and I have it on PC and I don't have to rebuy all the games again. Like, yeah, I would say that's positive, but unfortunately, that's not what so has happening. So like, I just don't, so I don't know how you could explain that in a positive light when people who purchased Master Chief Collection, when I bought it and I mentioned this in my last show, the day I bought it, I would like to say, do I have to rebuy it or don't I have to rebuy it? And like, dude, like, I guess I'm gonna have to rebuy it. I was looking forward to it, I guess, on Steam because of the mods. But if they were gonna offer it on Windows 10 store, then I'll just do it that way. But it doesn't sound like it's in the cards. So play anywhere. So therefore, I don't get. Again, I said this on the last time, and this is what happens. Like I said, like, yo, we have to pay for the campaign and fire team. And everyone's like, dude, what do you mean? Like, oh, that's fine, man. That's fine. Like, oh no, man, that's cool. That's cool. Why? It's DLC. You're gonna pay for it. It's like, but why do you have to pay for it? Why can't you just give it to the people that own it? Nope, you gotta pay for it. The people that own the collection, you gotta pay for it. So it's like, and now we got this play anywhere. That one would affect me on the computer. Like, I would like to have the game that I purchased already. Isn't that old person play anywhere? Nope. Now it's before the announcement, so that game doesn't. It's not in Phil's vision after the announcement. I'm supposed to know that. Now that's a thing now. So any games that came out before Phil announced play anywhere, like, what is it? It's before Phil and after Phil now. Like, this whole stuff, like, it's just not cool. Like, that's messed up. There's no way to spin it. The only way to spin it back is if they say, "Oops, it's play anywhere now," and I'll come back and be like, that video was wrong." But according to what she says, and that's why I always have the articles up here. She says right here, one of the questions will support play anywhere, and we were asking that when it got announced. And it says, yep, those who already own it on console have to buy it again if they want it on PC. Well, she didn't actually say that. So she says that, this is she says it here. Well, it's shipped before the play anyway. I read the quote. Messed up, man. Messed up. And I want to know what their roadmap is. That's another thing that they have not done. Like, are these games going to roll out every other month or not? Like, who knows? Like, seriously, who the hell knows? Again, they trickle the news out, man. They trickle it out. So, it grinds my gears. What else have to say about it, dude? Like, there it is. Like, I don't know. Let's try. Give me a topic, and I will spin it in a positive light to satisfy the people that want a positive tone. Give me a topic. Give me something. We'll spin it positive. Everybody go to sleep then. But yeah, man, I don't know what I was talking about. I wasn't planning on doing a long one. I just thought that was bull. That, because that was a question that I had when they announced it on Inside Xbox, and now I saw all the stuff. I was getting tagged in tweets about it and saying like, "Yo, it's," it said they're saying no, 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 and I'm like, really? Like, shit, that's not cool. And as I said, it's so much confusion. There's so much confusion out there. They would stumble over our work. There's a problem with the community attic. Hey, I don't really. What am I? Who am I? My little channel represent the community. I get this little stuff. Just speak what's on my mind. That's why I got the mic. I speak what's on my mind. If the people don't like to watch it, they'll let me know. And the people will just say, hey, you don't like it. I just come on here and speak my mind. And the grinders out there like to listen. So, grinders, let me know if you want me to change. But I don't change. This is how I feel. And if I feel this way, I'm going to speak it. I'm not putting on no shill. I'm not bought by anybody. I don't have anybody call me up, tell me what I should say, what I shouldn't. I'm a consumer, like every single person out there. And I tell you how I feel as a consumer. I was in sales. I'm not even in electronics. I'm into electronics, but I don't sell electronics anymore. I'm a consumer, and that's why I comment on what I see. And I'm not changing for anybody. This is how I feel. This is me. Because as soon as I don't become me, I don't do this anymore. And this is how consumer feels. There's no spin. I'm not getting invited. I'm not getting a review code. Nah, I don't care. I pay for everything. That's why I'm so passionate about it. See, people don't understand that. You got to watch out what's out there. I pay for everything. I don't get free codes. I don't share game. I buy it all. So when I invest in a product and then somebody tells me that product you invested in, we don't care about it anymore, that pisses me off because now I wasted money on your ecosystem, on your product. And I've never seen a bait and switch so drastic that what we're seeing here with Xbox. I've never seen something like that. Where you bought into this system and then halfway through the generation, they go, oops, we meant to go this direction. You get better. You get bigger. You build up hype. And then you take that into the next generation. You don't divest and say, well, guys, what we started with the beginning, that's not where the money is. Well, you seemed like that where the money is. That's where I should have bought 5 Xbox Ones with Kinects and all that other stuff. But then tell me how many times you made a mistake. Oops, here goes the Kinect. Oops, sorry. Yeah, no more talking now. Yeah, being switched. Nintendo talk now, right? But I pay for it all. I bought it all, my own money. So if that's not where it's at, now I got a computer, and now you're telling me PC's where it should be. I got the PC, and now you're telling me features that you promised, these programs that you promised for all your stuff. Now it's because it's before your promise, before Phil Spencer talked about Play Anywhere. Like, they are not just going to make it Play Anywhere. So I'm going to rebuy all these games, and I want to know how much are these games. Is Master Chief going to be what, $50 a bat? Like, is Reach going to be 50? Is Halo going to be 50? Halo 2 going to be 50? Or are they going to be $20 games? Or is it going to be a $60 and then you get all these games as they come out, like a $60 season pass? All these questions. All this stuff. Right, Frogs? He says, this is my last generation on Xbox. It's fall hardware because they haven't delivered compelling software. I agree. And any software they're going to deliver, you could experience on different products. So, and in different ways. But it's right, Glenda. I don't have confidence. But this affects me. This affects me because I own Master Chief Collection. I own a PC, and it should be Play Anywhere. Halo Infinite, I think, is Play Anywhere, right? Or did they take that down too? I don't know. But it affects me. I won't come here and yell if this stuff didn't bother me. I wouldn't waste my evening talking about something that didn't bother me. That's why I don't do, like, that's why I don't have this show like on a Tuesday. Every Tuesday I'm going to be mad. Every Wednesday, I'm going to talk about something negative. No. When I see shit, it triggers me. I'll come on here and talk because I'm talking from the heart. And I think the subscribers, the viewers, they appreciate that because that's who I am. And there it is. And you guys know there's a lot of people out there. You go whoever you want. And I appreciate you guys coming out here and listen to me go on what grinds my gears. And you got some heartfelt stuff because this is how I am. This is who I am. I'm a passionate gamer who got fucking screwed. And now I'm screwing them fucking back. And that's what's going on. You fuck with me, I fuck with you. And I'm not going to take down no company, but I'm going to call out the bullshit when I see it. I invested a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort into a vision that changed. And I know deep down in every person that signed up for Xbox, this is not the future that you wanted. This is not what you signed up for. Whoa. Don't tell me more honest than Phil. I can't promise the future. We don't know what Phil's going to do. But, whoa. That's funny. But this is not it. Yeah, exactly. This ain't it. This is not what we signed up for. I never thought that I'm going to be playing games on a PC. I never even thought I needed a PC. But when he came out and said, guys, our games are coming to PC, I was like, I didn't sign up for this, but if that's where you're putting your games, I'm not going to wait for your next console. I'm just going to get a PC. And then when he said we're going to do VR, I was like, oh, and you're selling the Vive in your store? No one, it's going to support VR. They got Todd Howard saying they're going to do VR. You know what? I'm going to invest in it now because Phil, an E3 presentation, Todd Howard, they got VR. They got the most powerful Xbox. They got it coming. They're bringing their games to PC. There you go. And then just a year later, they go, oh, now VR, just a joke. Not even an attempt. A never was. A never was. Pull the rug from everybody. VR's not ready for prime. I'm like, what? And then you look, and I admit, the PlayStation VR is not as clear as the Vive. But for what the technology is, it does a damn good job because I play games on the PlayStation VR versus the Vive. And yeah, you're not walking around a room. But again, the walking around the room is good if you have an amazing setup. But if you're banging into walls and stuff, that's dangerous. Like swing. I'm not talking about you see the thing where you could not walk into a wall. But if you swing, you could hit a wall. And the PlayStation VR, I think the biggest thing was that not only was it getting the Vive games, but they had their own games built from the ground up for the PlayStation VR using that old ass technology. I'm going to tell you this. Who ever thought in 2013 that 6 years later, the PlayStation Move controller would be a relevant device and the Kinect would be gone? I think we all thought that the Kinect will be gone. But did we ever think that the PlayStation Move controllers will be being used? It was dead. It was dead. And Sony used old ass Move controllers out of the friggin' recycle bin and made competent VR with it. That is some crazy ass shit. The Move was a joke. Dude, those are light sticks. Crazy. Nobody thought this. But the one thing I give an example is look at the PlayStation 3. It stumbled out the gate. But they got their ducks in a line and came out swinging and brought some great games at the end of the PlayStation 3 that carried that momentum into PlayStation 4. And Microsoft stumbled out of the gate with the Xbox One. That's funny. But like Xbox stumbled out of the gate and they just keep stumbling. Yeah, they bought some studios, but we better have hope. George Michael, you got to have faith that these studios, and now we saw what the initiative was. Now it's baby A's, it's little A's now, not big A's. They're little A's. They're going to be small and flexible, which I thought they were making a big Monsters game. Now we don't know. And you know, Ninja Theory, I hope, will come with something like Hellblade, but we don't know. And I can't wait to see what they're gonna make. And you know, are they gonna be PC only games? Are they gonna be Xbox only games? Are they gonna be Xbox and PC? And like I said, a lot of this stuff could come back if Microsoft at E3 goes, we're making games just for a console, or they're gonna have console exclusives, not console launch exclusives, games made for the console. Not like, oh, it's in preview program, it's broken, it's $30 with no demo, play for the year. Like, look at amazing. You want to hear something crazy? PUBG. What Microsoft did with PUBG. Sold a broken game for over a year, bundled it with their console, their most powerful console, with a preview game that still to this day never had a demo. Like all other game preview trial games do. But look what they did with that. That's not an exclusive. That's like, give us an exclusive. Don't freaking give it, like, give us Yakuza 6 exclusive. Don't give us like PUBG in preview with one map and broken this and broken that. That's not like, what are you doing? That's not cool. And if you were gonna do that as an exclusive, you don't bundle it with your games. You don't make frying pans. You don't have Aaron Greenberg wearing hats and run like, yo. And what happened to it? What happened to PUBG, everybody? What happened to it? Fortnite eclipsed it. But beyond that, PUBG now just lives on PC. And remember, like, all that PC stuff where all those thousands and billions of gamers on PC? I don't know how many jumped over, but Microsoft was giving PUBG free with Xbox One X purchases. Like, you know, it was over, I get, but like, it shouldn't have been bundled. Nonetheless, an online only game bundled with a console. So, in order to experience PUBG, you basically got 14 days with it, and then you had to buy Xbox Live. Is that cool? Bundling a console with an online only game that requires a subscription? It's good business, I guess, right? Good business for all the financial Microsoft people out there. Microsoft makes money, everybody's happy. But is that really cool for us? I buy an Xbox One with PUBG, and then I gotta go pay a subscription because I only got 14 days or 30 days. Otherwise, that game is useless to me. Same thing for games in Game Pass. And this is the convoluted messaging. You go pay for Game Pass, Gears of War full multiplayer on Xbox, you can't play it. Oh, you might like our other service, Xbox Live. Go pay for Xbox Live. You know? So many mixed messages. And it all comes back around. Play anywhere, all the stuff, man. And that's what I'm here to say. If they want to sell us these services and features, and you want a positive future, you want something that's like, hey, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, they got to stick to their message. And they are flopping all over the place like a fish out of water. Blah, blah, blah. Well, this is not good. This is Play Anywhere. This is this. All over the place. And it's so confusing. And if they continue this confusion, PlayStation might just keep it simple. And Xbox is going to be flopping all over the place. And I said, If they continue with this message, the message is going to be you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox games. And I don't think that's going to do well with pushing any hardware. And I don't think people, when they go buy a PC, they're thinking Xbox. That's another thing that they need to do. Because when you got people looking for college and getting a computer for school and all that other stuff, those people are not thinking PC is Xbox and Xbox is PC. No. I need my gaming console for the dorm and I need my PC for homework. Or I play games on PC, so I got a gaming PC because I Steam. Yeah, I use Steam. I don't think they're thinking Xbox. And that's another thing that Microsoft's really gonna have to do. That's why. Is this venture worth it? We saw with Gears 4, it's not really doing anything. We've seen with Game Pass and Forza Horizon. Like, is it worth it? Is the effort that they're doing and cannibalizing their console, is it worth it? Yeah. And I said, I think Porter Rock said it. Said like, the people, Microsoft's not going anywhere. All right. The worst thing the worst thing that they're gonna do is just say, you know what, we don't make games anymore. Like that's it. Or like, we're not gonna make games, or like we're just gonna let people. Here's the Windows 10 store. Put a game in there if you want. Like we're not gonna have our own games in there. I said this before. The reason why they have these studios and they have this stuff is to sell the stuff that they showed, the Microsoft Stack, their suite of developer tools and things like. That's what they want. That's the reason why Crackdown Multiplayer exists, to sell the cloud to developers. It wasn't really for us to play hours upon hours and get hooked and get in parties with your friends. That wasn't the purpose of Crackdown 3 multiplayer. It was to show that they can do some off console computation online and you can render physics calculations off. That's it. So it was for the developer to show that they could do it. That's the reason why. And that's the wrong reason. As a consumer, as a gamer, I don't want to do that. I want. Don't you think I want a Crackdown multiplayer to be something that was special? That like, nobody's jumping on Crackdown multiplayer. Yo, invite me, get in here. Yo, we're all in here. 8 people in a group. Let's play. It hasn't happened for a long time. And I'm not disconnected. I got my Xbox app. I got it on my phone. I can chat. I see what's going on. Nobody's doing anything. That's why I stayed with Xbox, because there were those games that people would just get, yo, it's coming out. And maybe Gears 5 is going to be that. I hope it is, because Gear 4 didn't last that long with my friends. We didn't stay playing that long. We did it for about a month or so. My friends now are still playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Not Modern Warfare 2, World War 2. And impatient, it's not that they're a joke, but they are becoming, they have a lot to prove. That's the thing. They have lost a lot of respect, whether what they've done early on with TV and then that transcending and Phil trying to talk about games. But the problem is that Phil talked about games, but now it's all about this other stuff, the services and all this other stuff. And they becoming more, I think they're becoming more, and they're hurting their core with every single word that comes out of their mouth, which is making them lose respect as a gamer. Like I've lost, I used to respect them, like when they were giving me 1 versus 100 and evolving Xbox Live. Like when's the last time Xbox Live has evolved? What was it? With invite to group or like what was it? What is it? Following and invite to group and looking for party, looking for group and stuff like that. That was like kind of the last thing of Xbox, Meanwhile, man, the 360, they did Xbox Live Arcade. They did 1 versus 100. They were doing like game nights and they had actually a game calendar where different games were going to be played on different nights. You remember that? They would have like, yo, Tuesday night, this person streaming, or Tuesday night, everybody get together in Halo 3, everybody get together in Rainbow Six on Tuesday nights. They're gonna almost like they were game dates. Like they would have a bunch of people that would like a game. PlayStation has it with events. You could do that on the PlayStation. You could set up an event, a tournament. What about tournaments on Xbox? That was another thing. Xbox won tournaments, remember? Was Killer Instinct using was the only game that uses tournaments? They would have tournament brackets and all this other stuff. When's the last time they evolved Xbox Live to be this community that they're talking about? They saw Minecraft and they just got googly eyed and said everything's a Minecraft, everything's a service. Everybody wants to play on any device, just like Minecraft. And it's like, no, everything's not Minecraft. Minecraft is Minecraft. That's why there's no other game like Minecraft. It's only Minecraft. You know? That's what that's why there's only one Minecraft. Have you seen anybody else try to make a Minecraft? No. The Lego tried it. Lego Worlds, I guess. But Minecraft is Minecraft. And they saw the money, they saw Minecraft and they thought like, yo, everything could be a service. Everything could be just like Minecraft doesn't care if you're on a keyboard and mouse or a controller. It's not a competitive shooter. Like they have a competitive creator mode, but it's not like you can't just do that model and throw it into Halo. Oh, well, it doesn't matter what you play on keyboard and mouse streaming. It doesn't matter. Everybody plays Halo. No. And then when we ask you that stuff, you go, oh, it's up to the devs to decide how they want to use it. No. Like, no. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You're opening your mouth about it. You got to make sure it works. You can't just go, they'll figure it out. Nobody's going to use it. And we're seeing this whole cross play and cross play stuff that it's not this promise, this golden egg. Exactly, it's a trans console. Yeah, I know. It's confusing, and it's a lot of stuff that I don't feel that it evolves gaming. I don't feel like it evolves gaming. Like what they did in the 360 time, in the 360 age, that was evolving online. It's a console. We don't know. The problem I have with the Xbox as being a console is that it's a transitional. Like you don't know if you're playing on the console or on PC because they got it all messed up. Like they basically got it that if you're a console player, you don't know if you're getting PC guys in there or you can play keyboard and mouse and all this other stuff. Like now we're going too far, Glenda. Like, now you go too far. But it's just like it's very confusing and it's not what people signed up for. and that's the craziest thing. As someone invested in this is not the future that I wanted for Xbox, and but now it comes down to the games, it just comes down to the games, and that is like the least thing that I hear. All I hear is that they got studios. Okay, games take time. Okay, then just like keep quiet. Evolve Xbox Live. Make it better than PlayStation. Make it have features that nobody thought about. I think a lot of it went when the guy went to Sonos. I think when Mark Whitten left Xbox. He was like the Xbox guy. And Mark Whitten was like was behind Xbox, and he left and went to Sonos. And he was like, he would announce all the Xbox Live features and all that other stuff. And then I think I don't know if it went to Ybarra after that, but whoever it went to, whoever's running Xbox Live, and then E left. Eric Newlander, who was on Major Nelson's podcast, he would talk about the cloud with Titanfall. He was talking a lot about Titanfall. He worked a lot on the back end of Xbox Live. He left. He went to Amazon, I think. Well, he went somewhere. I think he went to Amazon. But Mark Whitten was like the big one before Xbox Live. And it's just a shame that, I don't see that platform. It didn't really evolve. And I just think that, they should be, if they don't have the games, they should be evolving the services like Xbox Live. Make that the center. You want Xbox Live to integrate all these different devices, right? Just start building and making Xbox Live have exclusive features. If people could just play games with an Xbox with a Microsoft name, that don't make Xbox Live special. And that's the hell what you need to do. Like, that's what they need to do. They need to look just like they're doing Halo, I guess. Like, look at what works and develop it, and stop stretching yourself so thin, because they're reaching, man. And we got Google tomorrow, and I think that's a good way to end it right there. But just to recap, guys, this is what I do. This is how I come on. I appreciate you guys coming out there. And Addict, if it wasn't positive, sorry, man. But I'll try to make positive stuff, to help you. But when it's positive, and when it's negative, it's negative. And I just have to talk about how I feel, and that's it. If it's positive, negative. Like, I give credit where it's due. And we're gonna see now tomorrow with Google. We'll see if they flop, if they talk crazy, and if they show the streaming future. But I tell you, if Google shows that streaming future and it looks like really good, you got to look at the side eye of Microsoft and go, what was that inside Xbox stuff you guys were showing? Because Google just knocked it out of the park and proved that streaming may be something that might interest gamers. But Google might come out and not, and you don't know. Hey, you know what, man? I go where I go. Nobody wants to hear from me, don't have to hear from me. But anyway, we'll see. And I just thank you guys for hanging out. But yeah, exactly. We'll see. Exactly. Pressure creates diamonds, right, Frog? And that's what I said before. Look how they did it, got stronger at the end of that generation. And then they fixed everything that was broke. I thought the X was going to be that. And Microsoft came out and said, that's $500 again. It's like, with no games just for the X, or it's like, oh, wow, you guys didn't really, you had a better lineup of games with the Xbox launch than with the Xbox One X. I don't know how. Well, anyway, let me see how it goes. But we'll see, man. I want to thank you again, chat, for coming on, hanging out with me. 35 watching. Like the video, share it out. This is, again, What Grinds My Gears bonus episode. And I want to thank to the grinders out there. Stay strong, stay supportive, never change who you are. If you have an opinion, speak your mind. And that's it. I'm out, guys. See you later.